an eating mindset coach, and today we're going to be talking about what I used as a really good way to stop being diet, but any kind of new regime like transitioning to a plant-based diet, or you want to quit eating crap food. And I talk about crap food as like processed foods, things that you know it's not nourishing your body. So I don't really like using food and putting them in categories because it kind of makes our minds more obsessed over them. So any kind of regime where you really want to eat healthier, this is one of the things that I recommend. So the first step is that you get clear on your why you want to do it. I know it sounds super simple. Most of the people who start doing like a healthy eating diet, or they transition to a plant-based diet, or they do anything like that, they don't get really clear on why they're doing it. And the way that you do it is like you just write it down. Literally, you write down why. The reason why this is so important if you want to be successful in whatever decisions that you make, whether to eat healthier or whether or not you transition to a plant-based diet. If you don't get this right at the beginning, it's just more chances that you're going to fail and you're going to cave in because you haven't got it clear in your mind while you're doing it. And the reason why this is really important is because on the previous videos that I shared before, our actions are driven by what we think and the pictures that we send to our minds. And when it comes to motivation, and it's not so easy if you haven't got the pictures in your mind clear or the emotion attached to it, you're kind of leading yourself to very risky area, because if you haven't got that clear, it's more chances that you'll cave in at any moment. And what I'm saying is, it's like one of the rules in the mind as well is an emotion will always supersede logic. And what I mean by saying that, like cigarettes, if you're a smoker and somebody said to you, 300,000 people die each year of smoking, that is kind of a logical and like a factual information. Chances are it really doesn't affect you. It really doesn't even bother you. You just carry on like thinking, oh, that's a shame for those 300,000 people. It actually is actually more than that. That's probably in a country, not worldwide. But if you change that and you actually saw maybe your sister or, a really close relative there lying on the bed, wheezing like anything, they're all frail and they're all wrinkly, and they've even got like that wrinkle there where they've been smoking so much, and then on their deathbed they're having a fag, and it's actually that's killing them. I think that would have more of a psychological impact to you to want to quit smoking when you're trying to quit anything or try to start something like a plant-based diet, because I'm talking about food all the time because this is my area, is enjoying eating the natural way without dieting or any of that measuring, calculating shenanigans. So you eat when you're hungry and stop when you're not hungry or when you're full or whatever. That is the first step, because in this day and age, it's so many things that are going to be challenging you because of the technology we have with foods that are not really food, they're just plastic. So one of the things that I do to put that into easy visualization for you, I'll share my experience. So when I started transitioning over to a plant-based, but this could also help with eating healthily, because a lot of the foods that I'm going to mention, it's not just people who want to go into plant-based, it also, if you're really conscious about losing weight and you cut out just a few of these things, you'll just be amazed how your body will start loving you again, or start getting to its natural equilibrium. majority of processed foods have gelatin in them. You'll find a lot of products have gelatin. One of my tips would be is do your research. What ingredients are in the food that you're buying? And that's why I always recommend buying whole foods, because when it's all processed, you really don't know what's in them. Gelatin, if you don't know, and this is like really shocking for me, and it wasn't just about the information. When I found out about what gelatin was actually made of, I didn't just think the facts. I had to look for myself. I had to watch videos, and that is my tip. You first do your research. What is it that you want to stop eating? You know, I want to stop eating crap food. You know, make it taste so yummy. For example, biscuits and a lot of cakes and a lot of things that you really don't know they sneak into, like you add your water to pre-made stuff. Basically, a lot of the stuff that you buy in packets has got this gelatin all hidden away inside them, and you really have to be careful when you're not buying things that just look natural. Secondly, you read about it. So you read, and gelatin, if you don't know, it's like made out of the scrapings of animals. I'm not really bothered talking about this because I grew up with meat, but basically all the parts and bits that are unwanted from, so after they've made their pork chops and steaks and everything, all the scraps, so the skin, the bones, the ears, the nose, the hooves, all the cartilage and all the crap is all shredded up, and then it's kind of melted, and then dye is put in. It's just so gross. There's one thing reading about it, you're thinking, yeah, okay, you know, maybe I could still eat it. But when you do even more research and you visualizing it, you actually visualize these things being made. So you kind of don't look at a jelly baby the same. And when you don't look at it, and when somebody says to you, like a party, before I'd even read about it, before I'd even seen pictures, and before I'd even seen videos about it, I'm like, well, so what? It's bits of animals. And I'd be quite happily eating these jelly babies or Haribos or whatever, crisps, and thinking, yeah, whatever. But when you actually watch it yourself and force yourself to watch it, you'll be amazed on how easily it is to not eat that stuff. So I basically do that with many of the foods. And the thing is, it's like we're not naturally supposed to eat plastic or, you know, manufactured stuff. We're supposed to eat like natural things that you can recognize that has only got one ingredient anyway. So when you eat closer to what nature's intended, you really don't have a problem with your body, because your body's gonna just look after itself. Then that means you can eat whatever you want. There's no dieting, no measuring, and then your body starts getting back to the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, so it's happy days. Another thing, like I discovered when I was doing these mind hacks, trying to brainwash my brain to keep away from things, was milk as well. Milk is in everything. Milk is just so bad. The biggest nutritional study ever done, statistically proven, cow milk, things like autoimmune diseases and diabetes 1 could be prevented if it wasn't introduced to our baby. It's worrying studies. When you read about these things, it makes you think, do I really want to give my children that? The point I'm making is, if you want to make it easier on yourself, just brainwash your mind by reading up on it, because you'll find all the things that you really want to stop eating are stuff that you're not supposed to eat anyway. You're not supposed to eat or drink it or consume it. So you'll find factual information all over the internet. It's just so easy. But if you don't get clear on why you're doing it, you're not going to be bothered to look on the internet to research it. You're not going to bother to watch the YouTube videos or to watch documentaries or things like that. And once you do that, it's just so easy. You're not talking about willpower anymore. And the problem with willpower is that you're only like using the 10% of your mind. So now generally when people are on a diet and they don't want to eat a cake, it's only them going, oh, I shouldn't eat cake. But there's no reason behind it. There is no why, apart from getting fat. But it's just a short-term thing. It's not really imprinted in your brain. So again, like if you want to be vegan and you really, really, really love the taste of meat, I would suggest go and visit a slaughterhouse. I haven't done it yet because I didn't need to. But if you're really, really struggling to give up eating meat or even dairy, just go to one of these slaughterhouses or watch some of these documentaries. I don't watch them myself because I don't really need to, because I'm already vegan and I'm already eating healthy. But if I really wanted to transition and I found it hard to give up animal products or anything like that, I would watch the Dominion and Earthlings, those type of films. I know people have watched them and completely traumatized afterwards. So in summary, all I'm saying is if you want to make a change, that you really, really want to make a change, like eating healthily or transitioning to a plant-based diet, which is pretty much the same thing anyway, get clear on why you want to do it. First of all, why is it you want to do it? And to help you to cement that in, to help you on your why, you then brainwash your minds by reading as much as you can on the foods that you want to keep away from, because the chances are, who wants to give up broccoli? I don't know the last time that somebody said you could die of broccoli, or broccoli is going to make you fat, or all these things. No, we know all the things that are making us all fat and unhealthy and it's killing us. It's all the manufactured stuff. So if you want to give it up without feeling any pain, just brainwash your mind. Watch as many documentaries, watch some YouTubes. There's so many YouTube videos out now showing some really, really gory stuff. It might feel extreme to watch it, but if it's going to help you go, ugh, this cake, ugh, I'm not bothered, then do it. I would do it. So anyway, I hope I didn't wrap it on too much, and I hope